president's vision, and him being the chief architect of our foreign policy, is important for people to know that this vision started way before inauguration. And from the time of his election, he was very clear about us as Liberia repositioning ourselves, taking our place in the community of nations, and Liberia coming back to that place. And so that work is a work that's external, but it's also internal as well. The president, as our chief architect of our foreign policy, last year in February, he endorsed, which I shared when I first took over as Minister of Foreign Affairs, the vision for economic diplomacy. Economic diplomacy being about trade and investment, noting that the private sector is very important to create jobs for our young people, to create jobs for the jobless, and that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, other countries, other investors into Liberia, that Liberia is open for business, while those who are responsible for the work of trade and investment carry out that work, for us to carry out that message. In repositioning Liberia and ensuring that Liberia takes her place in the Community of Nations, one of the things we did was to follow through on the bid for the UN Security Council. Now that's a very important step. And what we did as a new administration was to shape a campaign, to formulate a campaign strategy, and to move out. As you know, the voting happens at the place of permanent reps in New York and through the decisions of presidents and foreign ministers. And so our campaign targeted presidents and foreign ministers, while our president himself made some campaign efforts. We ourselves, I made campaign efforts, former foreign ministers made campaign efforts, visited capitals and so forth. And as you know, Liberia did not only get the minimum votes, we got 181 votes. This is the first time in Liberia's history that she's been able to get the full mandate of the UN General Assembly to sit on the UN Security Council non-permanent seat. The first time we sat there was only 1 year, and it wasn't because we won the confidence or got the votes. We could not obtain the 2/3 majority votes that were required. And so because of that, we never won the seat, but the seat was split between us and Ireland 1 year each. After weeks of voting, the Security Council seat, what we'll continue to do is to engage, continue to engage, because the Security Council seat now provides us a lever that we did not have before. Because of the Security Council seat, we saw that this year's UN General Assembly, the engagements that were required from Liberia were overwhelming. And I want to thank all of the ministers of government who were part of the President's delegation to the General Assembly, all of the deputy ministers who were there with us, who participated. We had a load of over 130 engagements between the President, myself, and all of the ministers and deputy ministers, and the permanent rep for Liberia. And that is 4 times more than what we had, or 3 times more than what we had in 2024 UN General Assembly engagement. Astronomical growth in terms of engagement because of the UN Security Council seat. Everyone wanting to know our position, everyone wanting to know where we stand, and wanting to engage on their agendas and on their issues. In fact, we could not even complete all of those engagements. Some of them we still had to go to the capitals, had to go to Serbia to complete that engagement, and Zoom calls and so forth, because the engagements for Liberia now are so much. And this is where the president has said he wants us to be. He wants us to be back where we used to be before our conflict, and he wants us to be at a position where Liberia is not a problem for the world, but Liberia is a problem solver for the world. And Liberia is part of the solution. And that's where the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the deputies, assistant ministers, the ambassadors in these different countries, all of us working together with our colleagues in cabinet and with the mansion, all of us working together to really lift Liberia to where Liberia should be. And the meeting at the White House, again, did not just come as an event. Like I said, the president was there when he first took over, when he first was elected. But we also have had subsequent engagements here at home. We have had more engagements during the Security Council. And you saw, I think, May 31st, remember I was at the State Department with Christopher Landau, the Deputy Secretary of State. I was there for our last campaign pitch, our last campaign discussion. But that discussion was very deep, and we discussed mutual issues of immigration, migration, discussed issues of economic diplomacy and commercial diplomacy. And as you know, the United States, when President Trump took over, has started their foreign policy thrust of commercial diplomacy, which we started last year, economic diplomacy, where ours is trade and investments, and there is primarily trade. But we align, our foreign policies align, and so that was very interesting for the United States to see that our foreign policies align. That meeting was very fruitful, thanks to Ambassador Conte as well, who joined me. And from that meeting, the next step was then the president's meeting with President Trump. The president met President Trump in July. As you know, he was one of 5 heads of state in the White House. And in that meeting, I want to use this opportunity to say something that the world doesn't know. That meeting, across the table was President Trump and his team. From the State Department was Deputy Secretary of State Christopher Landau. There was Stephen Miller and others, his advisor on Africa, Masad Boulos. They were on the one side of the table. On the other side of the table were 5 presidents, our president included, and the 5 foreign ministers. And each president articulated their points. Of course, the meeting was off camera. You only saw on camera just the opening. And our president did a phenomenal job in articulating the points he wanted to convey. And after he finished his points, our president did something in that room that nobody knows.
So are you donating medical supplies and non-medical supplies to the county administration? Can you tell us how many details of this equipment?
Well, I'm not a medical practitioner to qualify or quantify the number of medical equipment or material that came, but I can tell you what my mind capture is in the tune of $236,036 United States dollars, value of consignments, and this consignment was given to Gateway Alliance through the Senator Sir H. Joseph. And as I said during my thesis, it was on the first presentation. In November 2023, I received some consignment of medical supply in similar manner. And this is the second time Sir Joseph has given me this. Not in few months, but in 2 years, subsequently I received medical consignment. Not in some months, but in 2 years, I received medical consignment, 2023 and 2025 respectively. So it means that our discussion to request for this consignment in 2 years back, not in few months. I want to qualify that.
How do you reconcile recent media reports, especially on social media, that this donation was made possible through the intervention of the current vice president when he spoke with Sir Joseph to make that donation to you and Senator Yan Twayen for our donation?
Not to my knowledge. I say what discussed in absence, but as far as I'm concerned, I listened to Sir Joseph's statement on his social page that he said some few months back, right? I am telling you from 2023, Sir Joseph and I have been working and they are giving me medical supply. I carried to Buyao. Mercy Gonglu received the first consignment in 2024.
And also, speaking about this current donation, are you saying that there is nothing like that?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, at no point in time that the three of us ever sat to discuss this.
But what do this donation mean? Let's look at the issues of our campaign promises. Is this a promise that you made during the time of elections?
These requests were made as far as 2023 when I was going to the election. The first consignment by me to Sir Joseph, and the first he made good of a promise in November 2023 and January 2024.
So meaning the promise the materials were coming by stages?
Yeah, January 2024, that was the first consignment I donated, I presented to the district health team here, Mercy Gonglu. You may ask for. I presented some in BAM Health Center. I also presented some in Bioyola in 2024. We are then working together before.
Then what is reports coming from the 5% through your friend that you engaged with Sir Joseph and you return this donation to me for the country?
I don't want to respond to something that I'm not knowledgeable of. I'm not aware. So I'm not going to respond to that.
People outside of Nima, they are boasting that the Nima country is growing in terms of development. Therefore,
development comes in so many capacities. You have private sector development, the private individual who engage in business, private individual who believe in NGO, non-governmental, and then the government initiated project that is is carried out by government fundings that were formulated through the national budget, and the budget line was carved and specified for that particular purpose.
Doing the symbolic turning over of the materials to the Nima County Health Team, you did mention that you work with the Nima Legislative Caucus, but you did not mention the vice president who politically, some may say he is the face of the county. You did not mention his name during your presentation.
The vice president is, along with the president of the Republic of Liberia, administer the entire country. So the Nima Legislative Caucus, along with the local authorities, working hand in hand. And then whatsoever for onward dissemination, we take it to them, the boss. If deemed necessary, the boss will contact him. But when it comes to respect, where we believe that he's a son of this soil, yes, we can pass information by him, but it may not be official.
Okay, you are speaking on Nima development. Can you just continue?
But the development aspect, I told you, you said, because you generalized it. Yes. For the development that is going on in Nima County. And I told you clear.
Senator,
for example, there's a floor, I don't know, this is a hotel or what he's trying to build here. When completed, it will give a good fair lift to the county.
Senator, over in recent time, there have been media reports that you are trying to collaborate with Senator Sir Joseph of Mosurado County in 2029. And these donations coming from him, do you think that you don't think that you're going to specify or going to tell the public out there that yes, indeed, what the rumors were going through? I mean, the rumor is true against you.
When you are politicians, there will always be rumor mongers, and you see grapevine. So, but what I want to tell you here is that at no point in time have I ever discussed with any political party, with the exception of MDR. My concern here is that MDR should be a full-fledged party. For the party was left with us by Senator Johnson, it is in keeping upon us to ensure that that party remains firm. If there will be future collaboration or pledging support to a particular political party, that will be discussed. The political party currently does not have a standard bearer 1, 2. There is no written agreement between the MDR and the Unity Party. So the Unity Party has silenced the MDR completely. Can you comment on that as an executive of MDR? How can another party, different party, silence another party? That is a myth. Do you have a standard bearer? No. For now, that's one of the vacuums that have been created in MDR.
There were any agreements?
Second aspect are coming. The second aspect has to do with the vacuum of the governing council head. Senator Johnson was the governing council head of the party, and then the vice president was a political leader of the MDR. But now he has joined Unity Party, so he's no more member of the MDR.
But he's still making decisions.
I'm not aware. If he's making any decision, we will see.
How the cutoff surface on the ticket in the recent by-election?
I don't want to comment on the issue of the election that took place in district number 5 for now.
You said NDR will speak. During the presentation, you were so much real to the point that if the NEPA is not doing the right thing and you want to leave, and you mentioned so many things about that. Are you angry with the NEPA?
After being referred to as Mayor Helping Verb.
Gentlemen, the issue of proposition, whether the chairman said MDR is a helping verb and what have you, when something happens, I think it's appreciated, right? For you to achieve, you must have some assistance from somebody. But in the connotation of political decision, it's in a condescending manner. That approach is of their respect. So we are not helping verb, but we are people who align and collaborate or cooperate with people to enhance proper governance of our country. So those things are not something, these are triviality. Something that somebody say in your mouth as you mind. So, but if we see the reality that we are not, then we'll get vexed.
So are you not afraid?
A full-fledged political party, it's just a matter of who will occupy the vacuum that has been created in the party.
Are you not afraid for any suspension coming from the United Party, when coming from the MDR, when the vice president of the Republic of Liberia have some power and strength, or executive of the MDR? Don't you fear anything that suspension or expulsion from the party?
For power to be authorized, it must be conferred. He's not authorized as a party member. How can he make decisions?
So he could influence the decision as well.
No,
Senator
but he doesn't
Koga,
have the power. How will he?
when
He's a UP partisan, as we speak.
he's a former partisan of the party.
It's so good you say former.
So, Senator Koga,
It means you were there, but you know more there.
when is MDR expected to go for convention to have a political leader?
Well, it lies in the hands of the executive member of the party. That decision will be reached and will be pronounced, so I cannot speak on it for now.
In recent time, you cited disagreement with the vice president, and you lodged the vice president complaint to his boss. Where are we right now with your disagreement?
I cannot comment on that specific, on grounds that I remain where I am.
Where you are?
Where are you?
Where are you
I'm
currently?
standing the way I'm standing.
Manda, if we are forever happy, Brad, see you 2029, say I will too.
Away too.
Yo, when you call for 2029, we'll tell you so happy, Brad, say yo.
So
Where are you?
I
Politically.
am somewhere going by Koga, the senator of Nima County.
In terms of
There were
politics, where are you?
I'm a member of the MDR.
Are you of the
Executive
Unity Party?
member of the party.
Are you of the Unity Party?
When you say you will,
Unity
you support
Party?
the Unity Party.
Were you still supporting them?
Of course, until they reach a certain decision, they will realize that the reason for which we supported them is not forthcoming. We can back off.
Was your support at the level of the unit of the NDR, was it legal? I heard you talking about it was not a legal one. Why are you trying to
No. When I was talking about legality, a legal framework has to do with documentation that is carved. Memorandum of understanding by and between a group to ensure that they become one body politic. That was not done.
So what will you hold the Unity Party or the rescue mission back? Since there were no documents.
Oh. And I get me a friendship. I say I found a woman, I say I like the woman. The woman myself friendly. If I find out that the woman, the friendship that the kind of a friendship I need for, I'm not seeing it, I'll go and just eat it free. No money.
Yeah, speculation that the country, the secretary inducing the country social development fund to carry on development in Senate comparing the issue.
The issue, this is a very, very, very critical issue. You listen, it says social corporate fundings, social development. The money that is meant to be provided by ArcelorMittal as a look exclusively for Nima County. Nima people should be able to mix and discuss what will be done with the money. Because that mountain will be depleted. Number one, Nima people should sit together and discuss that, oh look, we need to acquire so many acres. You don't eat this one, depending on the situation. To reduce the burden in terms of housing facility, you build real estates. People who work in Ganta, people that are signed in Sanikode, people that are in Loguatu, when those real estates are built with a county social fund, they will be paying rent to the county. And the county will in turn deposit the money in the bank. And that money, there are women and men that are doing businesses in the county. They are citizens of the county. To improve and turn the money around, you loan them. You get them money to loan them so that they will do business to improve. What are you doing? You are the society is being developed, infrastructure. You could look at the student communities and say, well, we're looking at 2 to 3 students in each district for further study. Scholarship is meant for scholar, and it's a full waiver, meaning they will pay your rent, they will get you stipend every month. You understand? And they will pay your school fees. That's what they call scholarship. Once that is done, there must be tripartite agreement that when the student return, if you improve in the health sector, you must go to G.A. Derry Harley Hospital to work and serve the Nima people, because that is the reason why we send you. You must go to Ganta Methodist, for example. You understand? These are kind of things. Now, the people talk about today, the government came out with executive order in the rubber industry. They say no unprocessed rubber should be exiting the country, right? The country. could engage based on negotiation. So companies, Chinese or whosoever company, the local, for example, you say, okay, well, we're looking at Blue Valley or we're looking at Zikepa. We're paying a plane to process rubber. Saying indeed, they're saying that our farmer, before they carry rubber, it should be processed. That processing machine will be built in our area, and those that will be selling, the farmer right near there will be selling the rubber right to that processing area, and then the process people will process the rubber for exportation.
Is the 1.5 million being used properly in Nima?
Well, the only thing that we can do is we will call for audit.
How will you do that?
No, well, it is my fiduciary, any citizen, it is our fiduciary responsibility as a lawmaker that will ask based on your question.
Honorable Senator, one of your colleagues accused the superintendent of.
I want to learn.
Okay, no problem.
We will sanction an audit for the period of time the current superintendent has been seated for. For GAC to audit, to tell us the money that they receive, what are the activities they've been engaged.
Are there any suspicions?
Not a matter of suspicion. It's a matter of expediency.
Sounds like you saw one of your colleagues that accused the superintendent of being involved with.
No, the money currently, the legislature doesn't have exclusive oversight over the money. So the issue of utilization, we will use our oversight. And the easier way to get access to the information is to sanction audit or something. To sanction audit.
Senator, as we observe in the country now, the most powerful person in the country now has become the superintendent for every activities. Nima Legislative Caucus have never been represented, but the superintendent serves as the most powerful person now in the country.
Well, the issue of power can be used properly and power can be misused. So you can be most powerful person, like for instance, during the war, you have notorious generals who look at who the boss your head, see that man like general. When you come here, everybody run away. Ain't powerful? Eh? And they got powerful leader who also doesn't listen to other authority and feels that whatsoever they do is what they should do. But people who also had the authority to inquire, some of the means could be an audit. The sanction audit and tell the GSC one, the time the Unity Party-led government took over, one an audit, they will give it.
Senator Koga, finally from my end, did you listen to Representative Musa Hassan Belede referring to the Nima County Legislative Caucus as dormant? What is your take on that?
Well, you know, in speaking the content and the intent of the conversation with this one matter.
How effective is the caucus?
I come in. The Nima Legislative Caucus, as a body, have reputable people that are highly respected and that were duly elected by the people. But the formation of the caucus for now, it looks or appears ridiculous on grounds that their president, Senator Johnson, was senator in the county. When Adolfo Dolo ventured to take the chairmanship from Adolfo Dolo, the citizen, I don't say the caucus, the citizen said, no, Adolfo, you got to get a position by the Senator Johnson. When Thomas Grupi came, he took the position. The Nima citizen also said, no, you should get a position.
What does
this mean? No, that coming now. I'm in speech. Let me look at two senators. You refer to them as a member of the caucus. You had a chairman representative. You had a co-chairman representative. You had a secretary general representative. What is the role of the senator of the country?
But then you were not a senator anyway.
But I was representative.
Yeah.
So because I was going to election, what is this?
So you agree with Musa Belede that the caucus is dormant?
Then what is your dormancy? What I said that
You're not requesting a change to the complete report. No one's asking.
No, many people have been doing that, so you can't say that.
Thank you. So it's effective. Are you doing your oversight, playing your oversight role, checking on
but
the
that's why my oversight don't come here and donate. Now my after a representation, I have come to represent my people.
Thank you.
You understand? But the oversight responsibility is where we are saying that the period of time that this Unity Party-led government seated in the county we need an audit to get a full-fledged. It is our responsibility as a legislature.
But how do you see the superintendent work in the country?
In terms of what?
In terms of infrastructure.
Development.
The infrastructure, if you go to all the government facilities, they are building them with fabulous design. But the money was not intended for that.
Okay.
The money was intended to improve the livelihood. This compound was built by who? And a government?
Yes.
Who's all the renovate?
It's government.
Huh?
Government.
Government. Nimbayans all the build, they pay immigration all the guard their gate. It is our responsibility to use our money to build gates.
But Nima is using the money.
Now what I'm the question I'm asking you to.
Thank you.
That the government ought to provide funding for that, and when they come to us during budgetary hearing, we will make sure we pass budget, but you cannot take the county.
So
Senator, money.
finally, after this consignment, what's next?
But in the due course,
What's next for the people of Nima?
we anticipated a lot of things. So
why
we cannot unfold. Now, what we have done now is what is next.
Thank you, Senator. Thank you, Senator.
Oh, my pet. Oh, no. I'm putting people all over the place. Even without asking me, say, Papi, give me 4% to help. No, you're not doing that. They are filling all the positions. And as yesterday, then they want, oh, my pet. Oh, no. America to be superintendent. Other than what the caucus agree on. We agree on Sunday. She's a lawyer. She had an NGO there. She was helping a lot of people there. Because, are you there?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Because Kou, Mape Kono, we are told that fraud to my girlfriend. And Kou, that fraud to my boy in business. Who brought Kou up. So they want the guy to go to this country, so all the contracts in the country can be given to fraud. With all the $1 billion you get, in that time we're making money. Every small business is that. And he made
human blood. That's why he is not even seeing him. And that's why we are saying that those who want to force you into the public limelight are not doing justice to you. You know, when you do it to children, they say child abuse. This time we say illiterate person abuse. They are abusing illiterate person. They're not supposed to expose you, Mr. Dokupo. You're stealing degree over here, and you're supposed to be putting yourself on a pedestal to teach who what. Who's going to listen to you? You are unfit to be in the public land. So I never mobilized anybody. Maybe that in my dream he saw me. We talk about control belly and how I look. Talk about you and myself. And we look better than a friend. I mean, give me a break, man. And so, Dokubo, as long as we are on a political landscape, you will never be seen anywhere. Nobody will listen to you. A traitor like you know. So, Musa, where we Soya, how does it make him part of an accomplice to organize whatever you want to call it, whether it's Ulimo or not? Soya is never known for organizing any warring faction. So a man who chose to write in Monrovia instead of coming in the bushes to serve as or marine or bandits, like what you guys were, how can you characterize him as being a man who fought? As far as I'm concerned, it is not in any of the document that is looking for people to prosecute. So, Mr. Dokuba, thank you for giving me the correct platform to end my day tonight. You made my night. Thank you very much. Degree rogue. Yeah? You made us shame, Mr. Dokupa. And as long as Google people have come back here, some of you people should go in perpetual oblivion and stop making noise in people's ears like mosquito disturbing people in heat. That's all I can say. That we didn't organize CMC to fight our less fortunate brothers. And Dokupa is one of those less fortunate brothers. Somebody who was never rehabilitated, but he was lucky enough to have gotten city mayor job, development lieutenant job, and as lofty as Inspector General of the Common Aids they give to such a miscreant. And, if you're supposed to be reading the level of goods that come in our country to know their vitality and their nutritional value and their potency to human survival, and you are not educated to that extent, how do you perform? No matter why the gentleman, the young gentleman that went there this 2 days, he is making headway because he knows what's up. And also want to say that we came in this party to have the ground to stand on to continue to, once in a while, I mean, we're making a perpetual opportunity to always come once in a while to put the situation under control, especially when people like Dokuba then open their mouth and talk to our people in a demeaning and condescending way. We have to come and correct them. And as long as we are politically active, Dokuba then we keep quiet. When did you know that Musa was a killer when you went to here and you were running his car around here? Did you know that I have a farm?
Let me, first of all, my character and your support. So you should not use that opportunity to denigrate me and make me that little boy. I will later because the Liverpool respected me and they believe that I have quality of leadership in me. There's a reason why you later me. Look, what made me vex? If somebody is hungry, when we sitting down here, and you're about to fall down, then you took me and carry to your house. You gain food. When you eat, then you start discussing in the community, say, the men are working over there, I never been me, you came to my house to eat. You are bad today. You are disgraceful for life. Any good thing you do for someone that God will hear you, then you will be begging over it. We all are made by God. Isn't it? So, if we are human beings, so if, for example, I am somewhere, is that a master you or you because you made it to make you? Lima people, they do what you did by electing me, do not spoil it by Roman mongers. The good thing you did to make me a senator, do my other people who protecting their job. People who protecting their job, they will just say negative thing to you about me. They will go and pay all the radio stations about the authority to make sure that nobody talk more about me. But God hearing about me, the native preachers, they're not empowered, they're not labeled government salary, they listen. So then you can say, well, they think you pay against me. You can never elect me person. But there are different way of leadership style. Either you will do bad to them, they will keep your heart and work against it to pay you. The grind you want, they will see you laughing with you, but in your heart, the one you die today. Tell the leader you are. The leader you are going to be somebody who full money and a big man in effect. That's the only way you will know the problem. So there are so many ways. When you hear somebody coming from the bush where they're running with call, my boy, come on here. It means that person need rescue. When you conclude, you just call out your hand, say, but the male just call and say, my boy, the color you have, the people that are chasing you, they are many, they get call ISIS. So go to a rescue and call and say, what happened? Because when you shot me, you say, my boy, come for me. There are so many ways to look for peace. Who are the rightful people that make peace? The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia, Article 56. Suppose I use a ransom position because it's not happening. Suppose to protect the thieves. the land provider. There will be election for town, clerk, and parliament chiefs. It will be re-elected. And they can be removed from power by court, conduct, and Ude. The president know you. Don't say superintendent. Don't say commissioner. I want to know proper. But because when someone else said that they have bad doing a certain thing, I'm moving and suspend you. When commissioner said that today, he said, I'm moving you because I'm not happy today. He has spoiled the law of the republic, and the result, the chief are fair. They are fair. They can no more expect independent view. Don't say, but you told them you should live for the whole Monrovia. The local leaders enjoy your face. You can say you wrong. Because they will not depend on your salary. That's a concept today. But people be realistic. To build this country and the country, you must be factual and be brave instead of authority. Who made authority? And are you putting them Senator? I don't get it right. If I'm ready to go on movie, I don't feel anyhow. But I do the right thing. What people who want government salary trying to make the whole ugly. The same point in Nigeria who get a cover for it now also will lie. You can say the truth. You can't do nothing. Until the people respect the constitution and protect the chief, there will be no equality for the chiefs. So anytime you hear the chief one more area, you have to make sure that the person who is in a higher position is the one that gets the best. Whether you're wrong or you're not wrong, you get the best. So we say no to authority that will kill you. Is that the way you want to be? No. Thank you. The issue when we talk, say you speak your mind, say your people brother. The issue of Godfather, God is the father. No. God is the son. Yes, Jesus. God is the father. Allah. We refer to him as a Godfather simply because he was senator. He was a warrior. He was a brave man. He never be afraid of any government. Allah? No. So, if you had a child in the house, for example, the child not born yet, but you had a mother who was so, and the mother died, you had a child there, they say that child is our mother who pays for. She's a soul. When your daughter says, how you call? How you call? The person who takes the money, even if you born that child and your mom, she's small you born when you say, Mama, Allah, and you went to get up. Nobody forced anybody, nobody beat anybody. He said, Seiko will replace Prince Johnson. Were you allowed for Sokola to be distressing the public? No. They could do one thing. You people that who will gather here or will say and go on radio. Any of you today, brother, I'm a father to this. You can say, oh, come. Because my mind is still here. But respect you because I'm a father. Besides that, you went to get up. I'm a respect you. You respect a two-way street. There's too much of scary thing what people be doing to protect you. I will not do it. I'm going to tell you. So, when you talk about Godfather, why? You want me to tell? That is what I said. I think you never said. You let someone test. When the vice president of I think 1979 or 1978, something in between there. When he died, the first person that the government went together and need to be the vice president of Dasi M2. When they decided to make Dasi the vice president, Mary Robert, a bishop, she went to Tower and told her he want to make a door. They told the country born to be vice president to you. I had to deny him. And told Bishop Wonder to be vice president. When Dasi had over, he that kind of a zealot, that high place, yet, Tony for the Ufrato as the father of Nima Kante. You know what so? Mother Black, hello? Mother Black became vice president, later became head of state of the Republic. You now became president? Huh? You are referred to Princess Yawa, godfather. You know what so? Why who said because Mother Black born as a president, we should make him be a godfather? Because they had a fight dedication by law of a country as a senator. Allah, the senator is the one person. The two senators are the first government officials for our country. And then in the Senate, the representative trying to come and say, also down. From there, when they go, either to the vice president or to go to the president. You can't be a referee and still not be a football player. You ever see it before? No. You were cheap. When you should come on over, who will handle it? The reason why the law says no two persons should come from, no vice president and president should come from one country. You know the law there? Because when you are vice president, you no more country person, you for the nation. When you president, you no more country person, you for the nation. It's a little demarcation, very clear, so for me, understand. Come on, we can be too fuck the things. People look at it otherwise. When you refer to a boy guy today as a governor for Lofa, you honor money a position. You fight it, but you know intellectually 7 hours way. You tell it in the brain folder, Joseph Bagai, you for Lofa. So Liberian post, you don't look at you as a Liberian head of state, but you look at you as a faculty in Lofa County. You fight the person. Some of us see what we're talking about, but people are looking at because they want group of power. They want to seek offensive. It's wrong. The vice president is no more first of that country because he controls the nation. You're making the nation popular. The people are trying to say, "Move paper, they let us show out." All the vice president are being like prayer. The Uno vice president come from Nima, and the Uno president is at the fight in Nima country. Don't go politics. I have spent several years. They always stop me. Some of all your money are friends and our brothers are not bad. Don't talk to you. You're not going to hate me yourself. But everybody is happy, my man. You know, man, I preach. So now you are talking like you can't stand anymore. So, in the end, we're done. I said, Sipia. Papa na jega la lego man Samuel Gome Koga. Nyega yi da wotu aba. He want your Ghana be there. Me na go sia kera na ko won peke no bi. Je ba we ma. Ade mi e ba su ge. Pe mo we ye pa su ge ke. You don't know just in the way, but I don't have to hear on thing. But then give me on your car over a bonnet pill and our bonnet pill, you will okay. You don't want to. Yeah, but you know, yes, I don't have one pill. But when I go back, you get out, won't tell you about you buy you the pay one back and they don't really have a pay. One lie. Come on, where again? You don't get to let alone, no one. Never wear me a frame or let me ensure that you make it way back in that way. My yes, my carpet. One day, but my back here. One langa. Nine go. Look, I am near good toss. No, tossing. Go and tell me not there. You can't go for the ever say, I mean, Bogara and Fabio Nipple and I bless you. I give a clear over there. Yeah. You want to make a better man, so who you know what you get, but what you can't walk again. You never get what else what target can you get and get, and you have a zero year Bogara. So now, get a radio, I can tell you. No one knows that one your brother is a drama with you. No, okay. I'm going to tell you about Mama. Don't know again, never another who vibrated the dog again. Yeah, put out 2 and we're breathing. And you said, and you never was. I'm going to knock open up federal budget. But the mother can't think that never pay the guy to get bleed the day. I'm going to get. So, what are the fun? I never got tired of saying, see my grand no to away more there. A capega, okay, Timberman, what is that? So get capacity. My brother been a blasting man.
Yes.
So see a walk out there. Don't want to get a meal per year. Take a more. The 200 yards, but you will go out and go. And you are more law, you go. Talking of food. Those are not Tommy, that Tommy, tell you know, Tommy's here. You do what everybody will go over there. About I look at me never get to hold me. But you said you also have a passing. So now, come on, can you all know? Banu, Banu, if you were, and one day about it. Now, people will tell you, Fabric and so them. I'm going to phone up with a clear guy on. So, young soldier, and we get me one day, one again, and beggar, and we go again, and we'll go. Talaka, would go more. Nigga, what I want to pass over any car, have a plan, huh? One year would be the game. The telling now, you know, you are Paula. Policemen, they were fighters, we know, we're not all about the European. Near about poor European, they don't have any, yeah, that's true. Because they won't look there, what you want to do, what you mean, say more. I come and you go. You are me, I call, what you keep for president here, tell me again. One day, when I have that president gave me a boy. Better on the other, never get minister, never get superintendent. No, Putin will not support it. The intimidation of our teams is getting too much. It's getting too much. How many players somebody get it and you intimidate them with power? You get car, the China get car. You get motorbike, the China get motorbike. And you can say, "Can't go today." When Mena can say you are suspended, it's wrong. But whether Nima Kante, in order to have peace, will be truthful to each other. We are pretentious. We are not sincere to each other with peace. I told all of my staff, I said, anybody that see on the Facebook, I'm working in my office, that will insult any leader, I will personate you. You understand? There are some leaders, they pay money so for people to go course. If I do it, I will be cursed. Can't do that. I alone, my statement is alone. In more than 10,000 Facebook. On top of one time, you call the whole. No. You don't buy my paper. You don't pay them. They will pay that Facebook. Tẹ́sí lọ rédíò ká kúrò àti wọn wọn àgbà kó wá sí èso lágbàgbé ní àṣẹ ìka ni wọ́n fẹ́ bò bẹ̀rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ àìlú àwọn fẹ́ bò bọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ bò tẹ̀sí wọ́n kọ́lẹ̀ more than 15 to 20,000 ní wọ́n ní tọ́kì. So I beg you, all the things you talk about pre-nursing school, they say they don't sell it. It's a nature. Hello? You don't get lengthy, you can sell it? Huh? No. When they die, and you marry legally, who next in the family? Huh? Any child, one of brought out guests that go to public and insult their parents, are they blessed? No. I don't have any. Then they say I should back them for that. I say no. Then they say, oh, you like to put it while I listen why you do it. Hello? I want you to listen to the syrup part. Are we together? Yes. As a man allowed to bring a new wife, you know the reason why? Please don't get a balance from one by number. Please don't get my nephew. The mother and my father. So my brain I'm the father of Prince Johnson. Even though the two of them are country, right? But when mother a woman and a father a man. I cannot go over Prince Johnson right belong to her. They're not disrespect more apart. In the Bible says no. But one thing I will tell you, brother, is I will never say that for the children of Prince Johnson to call a woman. And the party is a party. The issue of the very one there, well, there's a training issue. I know I'm going too deep, but I'm appealing to you. The government told President say we want to provide the school, but we'll get 2.5 million. Eh? They're bringing friend way that will go back, really go back. Eh? From down where they right? Huh? Flow back. You get Chelsea in America, you get University in America. Bring on you before you die, you rot it. I told you say that the go back, let's school here. I'm able to close, I'm able to run it. Let's school. So pressing me in the money, I can't even make it. Every month, 8,000 to pay the teacher to do all the work every month. What get that money for? Government giving me yearly 50,000. 50,000 if you divide by 12 months. You go to money you're doing. You want to run a school for less than 5 months or 6 months to finish. The balance 6 months, where you get money from? Hello? So the result, you know, bring it down because of the school. You call that the government. So that the government did not cancel. When he passed out, he called me. He never just called me now. The woman from Mela, the former superintendent wife, just a family wife, Mama Marie. He got a letter to Mama Marie from her and said, tell the father that said that Joseph Masawa, you communication before you die. So when he told me, I will not let it go. But the school, I will not lie to you. I can't run it because the church in America here will build a branch in Liberia. Will buy it. The starting point, they said they will give 8 million. Hello? So, when men die, you want the children to suffer behind? Huh? What you make property for? Where for your children to survive? The legacy we're talking about. So, and they refer to as a head of the family in terms of making proper decisions for them not to suffer
I said the 2.5 million and 8 million is better. I'm not afraid one say thing. And the government said they want to run the school a different thing. You understand? But to buy a preferable for all of them to our brother who from Nima County and he will keep a pair of university, the CDP and all people will go to school there. The only thing the school will be for what about it there? The woman agree. Some of the children agree. The other few children, all the children are causing one person need one document. The other man who talking, who go and say first song and you know there. And 4 of the children you gotta leave there. You get what? Bob Blue, Amy, Blessing, Papa. Now 4 person there. Then your wife. A 5 person, right? Out of the 5, Bob Blue, Amy, Bob Blue, or Blessing, Papa, and the mother they agree. And 1 person there. So who can make decision? And what do we pray? Because the family majority have decided. And the mother is the number 1 of the property. So I got to support it. You want the school to be over there, it's standing on the road there. You say, the legacy of nothing. But it's standing on the road there, ground growing there, the cylinder breaking down, the glasses there, they taking it, the air conditioner there, they taking it. You know what? You know who will say? Same people are wicked men. You don't bring any place, you don't forget about bringing any school. I got money to fill that school. I got money. So we're not allowed to there. The only easy way is you sell it whatsoever, you look at the children number 1. Because it will be disgraceful, some people are staying alive, they bring any children going to pay somebody for money. Okay. Don't must bring you got charge here, you got charge with people the money. The government gave out 20,000 US, how to get the money, they gave us 20,000 appointment. The council and the council are having over this. So, say the children competing. I want to tell you today, don't you hear? Who carry 2. So I'm having running, I put it in your face. When you want for the face it, we'll go inside and face it. That will be certified. When you're not facing, I will not be certified. I'm not allowed to go. Traditional government of my son, right? And I respect you as a vice president. I'm respecting. You are you a big leader, you don't respect leader. But leader must be truthful. And I tell them the truth. When person can't do this small, then they look at somebody who want to test out with vice president so that they think will be money. They pay and money. Let me tell you something honest. As a senator of the country, I tell you the president say, I can't back to them. And will listen. The president knew me. I'm not lying to you. They don't want to respect. A senator is not only somebody can just look at our law. I can look at you as a president, another person will one way, you will not get my support. That's what you know, myself. Who can more support for the president than you? The president will take action from a store right there. I swear. So the project that you want to tell me, where is the project right to beg this place? The school on the right? You can do. I will give the people, I don't mind. I'll get them 500 US. Yeah, not to know that say I told you that's how I'm going to tell thank you, right? And in that point, they put me right. We later say for that, you're not going to tell thank you, and you're talking so, you're talking, when you do wrong, talking. You do wrong talking, when I think the point, I will talk it. You can't stop me. You do wrong, you're talking. Anybody that takes our chief now, starting from today, and do wrong. But when I hear in any kind of district that the people were moved their chief, I will go to the president that I cannot work with the president because they are violating the constitution. It's the law. It's in the law. It's not told about it. It's in the law. Now respect the law. What a better one. So, Mr. Goma, you approached me on a project, gave me $500 United States. Then the 25,000. No money here, I will say, prayer divine. The other 4,000. I'll get the way about calling the knee. The other 4,000. The Louis Bibi, 5,000. The you, 4,000. The Tesoro, 4,000. And then the church, 4,000. Not the 4,000. What's happening?
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on your location and where you're joining us from this evening. We'd like to say welcome to BKS TV and welcome to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullets. My name is Junior Openg, your regular host of the show. And of course, it's 9 o'clock in Liberia and it's 4 o'clock in Minnesota, USA, and it's 11 o'clock in Rwanda, East Africa. Let's bring you updates in Liberia today. This is from Nima County. Public concern mounts over alleged deforestation in Nima County amid silence from county authorities. It says since the departure of Honorable B. Mark Bloom as county inspector of Nima, residents have continued to express growing concern over the increasing influx of Burkinabese nationals allegedly engaging in deforestation activities across parts of the county. According to reports from several local communities, large portions of forest land are being cleared for unknown purposes, sparking fears of environmental denigration and potential land dispute. Many residents believe the situation is worsening due to lack of proper communication and public updates from the current county administration. During the regime of Honorable B. Mark Bloom, the public was regularly briefed about issues affecting Nima, especially those related to land use, security, and environmental protection. However, under the current county inspector, Honorable Daniel Zekbe, there has been notable silence on matters of such importance, leaving citizens in doubt about government stance and action ranging regarding these alarming reports. And this is a really, really fresh report. We are trying our best to get to the current county inspector of Nima, Mr. Daniel Zekbe, to brief us about this report, but he's not responding to our calls and text messages. But we'll keep on checking up on him, and we'll have this being discussed on the show too as well. This is from Montserrado. Montserrado County District 3 Representative Sumo Koli Moba has submitted a bill to increase the minimum wage for workers in private sector. The bill titled the Private Sector Minimum Wage Amendment Act of 2025 seeks to update the Decent Work Act of 2015 to reflect the current cost of living. If passed, domestic workers will earn a minimum of 120 United States dollars per month, while unskilled concession workers will receive 200 USD and skilled workers $250 monthly. A teacher staff in Liberia owned private school will earn between 150 and 170 Liberian dollars, and workers at small local businesses will make at least 143 United States dollars per month. Okay, this is the report from Monrovia too as well. And this too is also from Montreal County, from Stans. Let's bring you this update. Liberia leading grassroots civil society movement and organizer of the upcoming December 17 Lead or Leave peaceful protest. The Solidarity and Trust for New Day Stans express outreach over official revelation that the Unity Party leadership plans to construct new party headquarters across the country through fundraising programs being led, managed, and supervised by sitting government officials and senior cabinets. This reckless frustration of the state, power, and party politics is blatant abuse of public trust and a flagrant violation of the code of conduct and troubling signal that President Boycott administration is erasing the line between public service and partisan enrichment. This is from Stans too as well. My brother Ruben Gouin is in the back. We will bring Ruben on very shortly, but let's try to bring you out of the updates here this evening. And as Ruben joins us on the show, we will be discussing Liberian politics and a bit of Nima politics too as well. Ruben is a son of Nima County, a professional journalist, and also a student of public administration, if that stands to be correct. But Ruben will join us here very shortly, and we will ask him those information to clear it out here this evening. Let's try to bring you two more updates from Monrovia or across the country before we go to Ruben in the back. Now, this is from Amos Tour, the UP Secretary General. He wrote this as a Secretary General of UP. He says, "We urge all Unity Party partisan supporters and rescue missionaries to refrain from discussing current health status of former President George Weah. Nobody can assume or conclude on the health condition of individuals due to their physical morphology. Let us continue to support our President, His Excellency Joseph Yuman Boakai, as he stirs the affairs of our nation, Liberia." Now, this other report is from the Ministry of State. This is an American report on Liberia, and we have to bring you this report here. It is our responsibility to inform you about international reports on Liberia. So, the U.S. State Department highlights Liberia economic growth amid persistent governance challenges. The United States Department of State have released its 2025 investment climate report on Liberia, revealing both encouraging economic progress and enduring governance challenges that continue to affect investors' confidence. According to the report, Liberia economy expanded by 5.1% in 2024, surpassing the International Monetary Fund growth forecast. The growth was primarily driven by expansion in the mining, agricultural, fisheries, and services sectors. The report attributed this performance to strategic investment in infrastructure and energy development, much of which has been supported by key international partners, including the World Bank, USAID, IMF, and the African Development Bank too, as well, including the European Union. Additionally, inflation declined from 10% in 2023 to 7.7% in 2024, signaling gradual economic stabilization. The State Department also identified a range of emerging investment opportunities in sectors such as mining, agriculture, forestry, telecommunication, energy, and tourism too as well. In a noticeable policy highlighted, the report referenced the government arrest agenda for inclusive development, a national framework amid promoting economic inclusivity and improving governance infrastructures. However, despite these positive trends, the report outlined a series of major infrastructure and governance weaknesses that continue to undermine Liberia's investment climate. The key challenges include inadequate infrastructure, widespread corruption, a weak judicial system, and a low human development indicators. The report also underscored issues such as unreliable electricity, poor road networks, and limited internet access. Foreign investors have reportedly expressed concern over bribery and bureaucratic barriers, with some noting that they are often required to pay unofficial fees before meeting government officials to discuss potential projects. Moreover, the report observed that government discussions affecting the business environment are frequently influenced by political favoritism rather than sound investment consideration. Other obstacles cited include overlapping tax policies, inconsistent legal protection for contracts, and low consumer purchasing power due to widespread poverty. While acknowledging the government's ongoing efforts to attract foreign investment and enhance economic governance, the report concludes that sustained reforms, particularly in transparency, judicial integrity, and infrastructure development, are crucial for ensuring that Liberia's recent growth translates into long-term inclusive prosperity. So to get more of this, to read more on this report, you can go to the U.S. State Department, United Liberia U.S. State Department, and you will get the full report about this. And as Ruben joined us here tonight on the show, we'll be able to discuss it a little bit more, because these were some of the things that the Liberian people voted out former President George Manneh Weah. And under this new administration, I know one may say these people are just taking power, but this report is from 2024 and it's been released in 2025. So what becomes of 2025, what becomes of 2026, what becomes of 2027? This is 2025-2026 report. It is troubling. It is bad for our country. It is bad for our country economic growth. It is bad for our country's image. Is troubling. But let's bring Ruben on tonight, and we're going to spend at most 30 minutes with him on a conversation, and we will call it a day this evening. Folks, if you're just joining us, we'd like to recognize all of you. G. Erickson Kwan, watching us from, I don't know, he didn't put it here. Sidiki Tori is also watching us this evening. Andrew T. Gonga is also following us. Prince Tongo Bepu is also watching us from Tapeta. Elijah's Zeb Pakalowo is also watching us this evening. We'd like to say good evening to all of you. Welcome. Marcus D.P. is also following us this evening from Montserrat. Jay Yekazu Dan is also watching us from Ara Highway. Welcome to the show this evening. Ruben is here. My brother Ruben, good evening and welcome to the show. How you doing, Chief?
Yeah, Junior. Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely great. It's great having you on the show here this evening, Chief. Long time.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on the show. What's up? How is everything, man?
Yeah, man, we trying, man. You know, the flute is everywhere, so my voice is a little bit different. But I guess everything will be okay. It's great having you on here, Ruben. Just to lay a little bit profile.
Yeah, thank you so much.
To lay a little profile.
Come in.
To lay a little profile of who you are. I know you personally, but those that are listening to you might not know who you are. So just tell us. I know you get a degree, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which field you get a degree in?
All right, so thank you. These are necessary things that are to be performed whenever people, appear in public space to benefit the audience. Thank you so much for the platform again. This is my second time appearing on this BKS television. I must admit the management of BKS television doing extremely well, giving out information, bringing out leader stakeholders to also provide clarity on some of those issues, some of those things that we're hearing on a daily basis in our country, and then we bring on these on the platform to provide some information. So, like you said, my name is Ruben Guan Judon. I'm a prominent son of Nima County. Yeah. I'm a prominent son of Nima County. And then I hail from district number 3, to be specific, in Zozwade. That's my hometown, in Zozwade. So, a prominent son of Zozwade, district 3, and of course in Nima County. So I'm a student. Yeah, I'm still a student. Yeah, I attended the Nima University, and then where I secured my first associate degree in public administration. So currently, I'm still administration student at the African Methodist Episcopal University, where I'm reading public administration with emphasis in mass communication. And so we are in the communication field. We are in the field of the media to provide information to our people. And that's what we've been doing since 2014 up to present. And of course, we will not relent in giving out information to the audience. So far, that's a little information about me, as a son from Nima County, and of course, a Liberian as well.
Ruben, it's a pleasure having you on the show here tonight. I think this is almost like a way back door. I feel really great sharing the same platform with you again. We started following you guys, and as times goes by, we begin to get a little bit good, and we keep on getting good every day. So thanks goes to you people that tutor us in the game and keep tutoring us. So I mean, it's good having you back on the show, and it's great to have you here tonight. But let's go to the issue. I think you've read the United States Department report on Liberia. I don't know how you perceive that report, but I want you to give us your honest opinion about it before we go to other discussions.
All right, so we're going to talk about the U.S. report before talking about some other key, because you mentioned about, in your update, you mentioned about deforestation, clearing, forests for unknown purpose, citizens in panic. Instead, I don't know whether we will talk about the U.S. report before falling back to
yes,
the local, because that is bringing, international ahead of the local.
Yeah, we got it. The logo is more eye-catching, and when we discuss it, people will carry the news, because we've been trying to reach to Mr. Daniel Zekbe, the current county inspector. He's not responding to us. And after the U.S. State Department report, we go to that report, because I'm hoping and praying that Honorable Bloom will join us here tonight on the show and give us a little update of where he stopped and what are those things that need to be done currently. But let's discuss the U.S. report first, and we'll go to that.
All right. So since the U.S. released that report, I have not really fully, gone through that report from the start to the end. I just got a gist of that release from the U.S. From our official page this afternoon while on campus. So I was a bit busy up and down until later return this evening home. But you see, portion of the report from the American people on Liberia, 2025, 2026, 2024. Is something that, let's say, it has rise and fall. Some fall and some against the country. And so that's why you see sometimes if government come into power to come and work for your people, you got to be very sincere with the people you wanting to serve. In serving your country, it comes with sincerity. You know, you need not to fake, anything, regardless of political reasons or whatever reasons you think you want to use as a means of propaganda to find your way to power. At the end of the day, to work and correspond with some things, I mean, as a government, you find it difficult. All right. There's a saying that says, when you are in a campaign mood, the campaign message you give out to people is quite different from after election and you are operating as a government. All right. Government is all about implementing policy in the best way that you think will be able to benefit the people you are serving. Okay, to benefit the people you are serving. But with that report coming out, let me be frank with you, Junior. It's not good. If that report is squarely fact-checking report from the American embassy and other, I mean, that means this government need to do more. All right. Our government need to do more. I always told people that no matter your political affiliation, whenever you are given space in the public sector to serve, not the private, you need not to prioritize the party that brought you to the power, but to implement policies that will be able to benefit your people. Look at that. Why you see in government you have various areas that need to function, and that's why the president has the power to appoint to all of the ministries and agencies to fully implement what would be in the interest of the citizen. All right. So those people, were being appointed by the president of the country and to work fully within the interest of the people. So that report, if you follow some places, just yesterday, I followed the deputy finance minister. It was at Radio Bongis, one of the stations in Bangladesh. All right. And he said to the journalists and the people of Bon County and to Liberians that the reserve they inherited, from the former regime, that's the CDC-led government. He said to the Liberian people that the reserve they inherited from the Weah government could not run this country for 1 month. So how can we compromise this with the report that is coming? From the American people. How can we compromise that? You said that you inherited reserve that could not run the country for 1 month. But as it stands, the economy is getting stable in our country. But those who are watching you too, they're coming out with a report that they are saying, something different. And some are saying, and the report is very bad for Liberia. Liberia need to do well. Liberia need to do this. Liberia. That's why, like I stated in my conversation, the president is not everywhere. That's why when government come to power, those who are qualified, to work will be given the opportunity to serve in various roles. They either send you to agency, they send you to ministry, so that you can implement the government agenda that will fully benefit the people. The main purpose of you working in our ministry, not for you to certify yourself, not for you to certify your president, even though you work, by the way, the way pleasures of the president, but you are working to implement policy that will benefit the masses, those that give you the opportunity to represent them for the next period of time. That's why the president will not be everywhere. The report from different ministries is targeting different ministries in the country, finance, agriculture, all right, and different sectors that is functioning under this regime. So that report, like I said to you, the portion that I read, it did not give me a good signal. Like I said, there's rise and fall. And, government cannot face everything, just in few times. Everything that they are doing is just a matter of time. It's a gradual process. It's a gradual process. But equally so, Junior, those ministers, deputy ministers, those directors, those various appointees that are implementing the government policy need to develop. Sincerely, they need to develop. All right? They need to do well. Like for example, Ministry of Agriculture, right? The 2025 budget, that ministry carried the highest budget in the 2025 budget. All right, and it said to the Liberian people, they want to improve on the country's staple food. That means they will be producing our staple food, rice. Okay, and the 2025, as we speak, we have like less than 2 months, or exact 2 months for 2025 to come to an end. They should be now discussing about 2026 budget. Okay, so with a kind of huge budget that the ministry received, what exactly the ministers or that ministry is doing to execute what they said they want to do by producing the country's staple food to the Liberian people. All right, so that budget will remain there, and then another budget year we get on that budget, and they will still go on a round table to craft a budget, to be sent for ratification. So all of the things cannot be like, the reason sometimes people blame the head of the country is because he's the one who gave people opportunity to serve in various ministries and agencies. All right?
Thank you.
But the president is not everywhere to implement policy at the same time. Ministers need to do well. If they want for good report to come from our country, all of them need to work hard for the betterment, the growth and development of our country, so the image cannot be bad out there. Sincerely, report is not 100% okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's welcome to the show, Madam Lorena Donker. Madam Lorena, welcome. We'll be discussing two major issues today. One of it has to do with the U.S. State Department report that just came out, the climate report on Liberia. And the second one has to do with a troubling information received from Nima County about deforestation in some part of the county. We'll also be discussing that. But to give my 2 cents on this report, the report is troubling. There were two key major, let's say, good news in the report, and the rest of it are all troubling. One of the good news has to do with, they said the economy grew in 2024 by 5.1%, which is okay. We agree to that. But again, why is it that many people complaining in the country that we are not getting this, we are not getting that, we are not getting this? But then the report is saying that the economy grew 5.1%. If the economy grew 5.1%, why is it that the locals continue to complain on the economy? Those that are living in Liberia will attest to that. things are not perfectly okay. Things are not changing. Other people saying things still remain constant. Those that are working in government say things are changing. Who do we listen to? Now, another good thing that they mentioned in the report has to do with the reduction or the reduction of inflation. Inflation came down 7.7% compared to the 2023 report, which has 10% of inflation in it. So that means inflation dropped from 2.3% in 2024. Now, to go to the most troubling and frustrating part of the report, almost everything in Liberia needs reform. You have the infrastructure, the people say it's bad, it's terrible, widespread of corruption. One of the things that they mentioned within the report is investors are scared to come to Liberia because some of those investors, when they leave, they go back. They make a report that when we want to meet with the Recreation Authority, some of those ministers will ask us to give them something before we meet with them. Even if we meet with them, before discussion is concluded, they will ask us to give them something before that discussion comes to a successful conclusion. Corruption is in all of the sector. It's not reducing, and I believe that the government needs to do more. The government really, really needs to do more. The reason why this issue of monopoly is highly criticized in our democracy, and the issue of favoritism is highly criticized in our democracy, is to limit these kind of things that has to do with corruption. Because if a minister is working in this ministry, like take for example, Ministry of Agriculture, and his brother or sister is the agriculture director or supervisor for Nima County, and those agricultural projects that are supposed to be implemented in Nima County, they are not being implemented, that minister will not take action against his or her brother. So that's really terrible. Is bad for us. One of the things they talk about again is misgovernance, low human development. This is bad. Very poor road networks and lack of reliable internet access. My people, we really old now for this thing. Like Ruben said, I want to agree with him on that. We are getting old. Why is it that this sector keep receiving budget every year, but there are no improvement in them? Why? In the entire sub-region, I know that Nigeria is improving when it comes to internet. Ghana is also improving. Almost most of the houses in Ghana, if you go to them, you got Wi-Fi on to those various houses. Stable internet access. The only thing you have to do is to recharge them. And today I was discussing with somebody that I think the post-war era, the best president we've ever had was Bernard Early. During the regime of Early Johnson Sirleaf, even though people didn't have smartphone a lot, but there were access to internet. When I say access to internet, what do I mean? If you buy your data scratch card, once it's 3 days, it's 3 days. Once that 3 day having reached, it will not expire. But in Liberia, you put like 5 gigabytes in the tell you say 1 week. But within 30 minutes, it depends the way you will use it. That 5 gigabytes will finish. So those those private sector operating under the direct supervision of the public sectors, they are also helping for this report to not be okay. Why am I saying so? The government is not paying attention to GSM companies in Liberia. The GSM companies in Liberia continue to exploit from the people. Continue to exploit from them. If you buy the scratch card, it finishes before the time it's supposed to finish. If you activate from your Momo or your Orange account, it also finishes before the time it's supposed to finish. This is terrible. This is bad. And I hope the government will take a key from this and start to improve on some of those things that were mentioned within the report. Madam Lorena, good evening and welcome. Let's hear you, ma'am.
Yes, good evening. Thanks for the show. Thanks to our listeners in Radio Land and to our followers on Facebook and YouTube. Want to say good evening. Thanks for making it your duty to follow us as always. Yes. So, what are we discussing? The report or just any issue?
You can talk about what's on your mind first, and then after you go to the report.
Okay. So, what's on my mind is there's the real of former president Weah, like in church on Sunday. I think it was praise and worship time, and then he didn't dance for a longer time, and we know he loved music, and he decided to sit down. And then at the end of that series, he was trying to get down. I think that there are a few steps before he get down, and then he had to clinch onto his wife. I see people making fun of it, sharing it here and there, and making fun. Oh, it's zero. Oh, this and that. Oh, this and that. So I don't know how come somebody's health is politics. I don't know. I don't know what is the intent of those who are sharing that. What do they intend to get from it? So most of the people who share, I would just say, may God heal him. Because as we sit here today, we seem like we healthy, we strong, and the rest of it. But tomorrow you could wake up and maybe your arm is not even able to live for freedom. So it is only God who has control over our life. Even as rich as Donald Trump or other Western leaders are, one in terms of ill health, they don't have control over. They may have all the money to seek all the best, medical team in the world, but I mean, just God has a final say. So I don't think it is right for people to make fun of somebody's ill health. And our Liberian politics is so ugly. Like a few weeks ago, when Akara's Whisper wrote on Facebook how Jeremiah Kun, the vice president, is sick. They flew him out of the country for medical treatment. And on the side of CDC, it was something funny to them. I think it was like a prayer request for them that was being answered. They were making a poll, and making fun, wishing well with this and that. Today, it is people from the other side who are doing it to former president. And I think it's very, very bad. That is not politics. To think that somebody should get sick, it's not going to add anybody onto your number. It's not going to add onto your base. It's not going to increase your salary. It's not going to do anything good for you. So, like I said, I think last night I even said it, I said, like we're having Madam Salif. I think it's right that we're having a former president sitting there, like most often her birthday, see everybody goes to her to say happy birthday. So having former president, I think it should just be the same thing. Whether he's ill, whether he's not ill, I mean, that's it. That's part of what we call somebody's privacy. Yes, he's a public figure, he's a statement. So, people think that those things should be announced, but if he not announced, what people making fun of his real, he not able to work for never stay. I mean, I don't see it funny. It's very, very bad. It just tells us how toxic our society is, how toxic we are making politics to be. That's just why it tells us. That's why it indicates. And I think people should stop. A lot of people have reached out in an impact and say, delete it, it's not necessary. And someone they say, for what? I don't know they're doing it for view or they actually doing it to make fun of his health. I really don't know, but I think it's bad, and everyone who is involved with it, I condemn that act. It is not good. It's not going to add anything, not a soul, not $5 to anybody being's account. That's what I would like to say for my training issue of what on my mind.
Thank you so much, Madam Lorena. Today, follows Amos Tour. He also wrote on his Facebook page condemning that act, that the health
that's good.
of anyone doesn't have to be celebrated or discussed. We have no moral standing to do that. That's not okay of us. And the former president who also took to his WhatsApp account saying that he's not ill and he's perfectly okay. And that's it. But again, like we always say here, the way politics is being played in Liberia is terrible. I know you said that before, that when it is not in your interest, you condemn it. But when it goes in your interest, you appreciate it. These were some of the people that are posting, those were people that condemned recently about the vice president health. They were really angry about that. And seeing them today again posting about former president health, that makes me wonder, how do we play politics in Liberia with someone's health? We can say all of the bad things, we can criticize the government, but to go to health issues, I think is terrible. But let's hear you about the U.S. State Department report on Liberia.
Okay, the report, yeah, like I often say to people, there was this time when Honorable Doug Cooper was still the RG at Commerce. He had a call for a gathering. So most of the people, in fact, every one of them were government officials except for me. And so either they were civil servant or they were appointed government officials. So I was given the opportunity to speak, and I was telling them, the position you are serving in, consider it like a used car. You are not the first owner of that car. Somebody had used that car before. So consider your position to be like, okay, there was this deputy minister, let's say for example, deputy minister of teaching, I will just say teacher, I don't want to call particular ministry name. So there was somebody in that position before you got there. Try to ask yourself, what did the person do in this position to impact the sector this position is in? Ask that question. What can I do to impact this sector? Ask that question. The civil servants around, there are civil servants around, some of them been there for 20 years, 25, 15, 10. They are actual technicians. Don't think because you have a green letter, it means they are nothing. Get to them, ask them, what can we do to better this thing? And I said, so don't just go to work from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and at the end of the month, you take your pay. And by the time this stays year end, and then new government come, maybe Unity Party wins again, you are given another position, maybe not that same position, maybe in another sector. Don't do that. Set a standard. If you set a standard, the next one that will come in that position will be compared, because the civil servant in that ministry will be saying, the person that was here, the person used to do this, the person used to do, the standard you said, though you're not there again, you will always be remembered, your name will always be mentioned. But some of you, you are in a position, you are not, I was telling them, I say, you are not even going to go to 1 year, people are on you already complaining. And so when we see it, sometimes they can feed me because some of them they not get appointed. So we angry with them. But if I'm angry, people who know me, I don't pretend. But I'm just somebody who also don't see white and say it's green because I want it to suit me. No, when it's white, it's white. When it's red, it's red. So I was saying it because in 2029, we will not be saying we will do this. We will do this. We'll be saying this is what we did. And this is how we want to improve. It will be showing tangibles and how we can better those tangibles. That's what I was saying to that particular group. So now, this UL report, thank God, is not coming from nobody from Africa or Sierra Leone or anywhere in Liberia. It came from our big brother. People need to look at it and reflect. While it is true, there are few good things in it. For example, the economy grew by 5.1%. It's a good thing. Okay, but there are other things in it that are not good. For example, they're talking about the investment and climate. So corruption still exists, and there's just an improvement by 10. In 2023, it was 145, and now it's 135. So that just by 10, we are Liberia at 145th place. Now Liberia is at 135. So that just by 10, we kind of better. And another great thing that people talk about is the president or the government is trying to control corruption, but there is still widespread of corruption in every sector. which is not allowed. US, they didn't even have to say it to me. I already know that, because I go to places, I sit with people from different ministries, different agencies, and they are complaining about our bosses, what they are doing. And they say, will say, we can't do anything. You. Someone will say, can you please talk to the VP and say that? I said, no, I'm not anybody besides the master. If you think there's an issue, you want to talk to the VP, book appointment with his protocol people. Oh, and they say, oh no, I want to. I said, oh, so then why you want somebody else to do it? So I know before the US report, I know I can name about 6 ministries that I know there are issue of such, but the people are afraid to talk. Please not have gotten reached out to me. I want you to please talk to the people and think XYZ. And I said, no, I'm not that less busy. I'm in school. So if I get time, I better take my book and read. Then they go way on the highway to go say John Brown say XYZ. So for me, I already knew. But what it is not late, President Bouaka. What is important is that unlike 2023 that that regime was coming to an end, this is the report is all, and we got like our 4 years to go, and the president, you need to put your feet down strong, and make sure people that have been suspended, let LCC, GSC do that. What if those of them who are guilty, let them be prosecuted, and even people within the very united party who are your own. When a name come up for corruption, suspend them the same way too, and ask LCC to investigate and take the necessary action. That's the only way people be afraid of, because people feel like, oh, maybe people feel protected, people feel nothing will happen to them. And so in the end, by the time 2025 ends and the new report come out in 2026, it will be the same thing again. So the president has the opportunity, because he said about 4 years to correct those things, and the one that are good to improve on it, to make it better, and the one that are bad to bring it from bad to good, so that there can be a difference or complete significant difference, because the difference now is not significant. And like that my brother was saying, the president cannot be everywhere at the same time. That's why he appointed people that should do carry on those duties. So if you are not carrying on the duty, President Bouaka need to start taking action against people. If the person is a steward of the United Party and the person is allegedly into corruption, suspend them like other people were suspended. Other officials who are now actually UPS were suspended. By the time that happens, we will be afraid. Like somebody post and say, a President Bouaka can dismiss scientists, then we can dismiss. It was funny, but it has some reality in it. Like he didn't say, oh, this man, he with all his knowledge, he's a technician and this and that. He took that decision. So other people should know that. Other people should not feel protected. You should be able to set an example. By the time he said one example, tell me, June, the corruption business will slow down. Because people know nobody want to be dismissed for corruption. Nobody wants to be suspended by corruption, but other people feel protected. They feel it will never happen to them. So when we say that, we say your work, like your the people monitoring you, they don't understand it. I hope they will understand that we the citizens, we are monitoring them, opposition monitoring them, we the opposition are monitoring them, and our big brothers are monitoring all of us. And then they grade the country for your one stealing you're doing. They grade the country for your one bribery you accepting before, just to say to talk to investor. You tell the man to give you 500,000, and you think the man will keep it undercover. He only keep it quiet, or because they want that deal to go through, but they're going to say it up there. So people need to just be, careful. It's actually, you can get your earners money, your earners earning, and the citizen can also be blessed, and everybody can be blessed instead of taking it from the people. So most of the reason why I think those companies and things, those investors and things, they don't carry on a social corporate responsibility, because they say, but even one carry one time come one renew, we just get it. If they should spend 5 million, we just get somebody 2.5 million through. So we ourselves, I think we are part of the problem. So, but I want to tell God, thank you that in this 50 legislature, we got some people who seem to be very sound, who want the right thing to be done, but they appointed officials too. They you to this place, you are responsible to have the discussion. Just to have a discussion that will pay you for with taxpayer money. You want a man to give 250,000 before you can have discussion. That's corruption. That's the reflection that has come upon the government. And I hope President Buhari can use that report, they analyze it, and he start taking actions that will better the report next time. And not just the report, but the lives of the everyday Liberian.
Thank you so much, Madam Lorena. You spoke tonight without fear or favor. Remove whatever relationship you got with anybody, and you spoke in the interest of the Liberian people. I want to appreciate you for that. And as the economy continues to grow, things get difficult. I know we will not go back to those old days where we used to buy bag of rice for 800 or 900. But again, while we keep on moving forward, there is a need that something be done. Before, you were paying people $100 per month. They used to live a better life with that. Because at that time, you used to buy a bag of rice for 900, 700. It depends which kind of rice you want. You used to buy the pack of Vita for like 220 or 240. But now things are increasing in the country. Every budget year, you notice that the executive budget is different. The legislature budget is different. If it is not 50 million, it's 47 million, it's 42 million. But the civil servant, the ordinary people, their salary remains the same. 100, 120, 95. The salary remains constant. But you believe that the economy is getting difficult, so your budget will not remain the same. You increase it. But for those people, you believe that $100 can sustain them. They can live better life with $100. But you cannot live better life with 10,000 United States dollars per month, with all benefits included. So it's bad. The issue of corruption will keep on coming. The issue of human development will keep on coming because the ordinary citizen themselves are not getting what they're supposed to get. And Lorena, you have your mother, you know how it is. Now, Liberia as it is today, what can 150 do for a family of 5 that the kids are going to school? This is total deception in our democracy. If the executive budget can increase, if the legislature budget can increase, let the ordinary citizens, the civil servant salary increase. It is hard time that we keep talking this thing over and over and repeatedly. But again, we will not stop saying them because we need change and we need reform. Now, taking you to NIMA, 2 years ago, or 1 year, a few months ago, Mark Bleon was the county inspector of NIMA County. And when he was serving as county inspector, not because Mark is on the show as a panelist, but Mark was one of the moving county inspector that NIMA have ever had. If there is an issue today, whether 2 p.m. or 2 a.m., Mark will move there, and once he come back, he will update the public about them 24/7. Now, this issue of Burkina beans keep increasing. Report we got today from Pabli Belt is terrible. Very, very terrible. People took gun for each other today in the bush. Burkina bees are well sophisticated now with arms. They are in the bush there. But the current county inspector, Mr. Daniel Zekpe, who happened to come from my district, since he took over, we have not been hearing anything from his office in regards to major.
You people say they appoint somebody from your district again?
No, I didn't say that. I said our advocacy has been in the national government, not the local.
Daniel Zekpe is from Belege. So, Junior, are you from Belege? In district 5 mil.
So
Daniel Zekpe is from Belege district. He's from our district.
Okay, great. So Daniel
I'm from the Zobel.
No, I mean Daniel, which town is he from?
He's from Sango Zao, the Sango Zobel, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So I've been getting it wrong. I've been hearing that he's from District 5. Now, the point here is that
That's what I'm talking.
yeah, there have been no major updates. Ruben, please mute yourself. You're having some feedback. There have been no major updates on these critical issues within a county, ranging from security matters to development. Now with the Burkina bees in a county, it keeps increasing every day. I want for us to make a recommendation to this county inspector, and hopefully that he will listen to us, because I've been trying to call him since today, since we received the information. He has now been picking up his calls, and it's really terrible and it's bad. So Ruben, you've been around Mark Lumo for a really, really long time. You know him very well. You can tell us your side of this thing and recommendation. Then we go to Madam Lorena. We call it a day for today.
Okay, so Junior, thank you so much. When it comes to discussing NIMA issues, some of us we discuss NIMA issues without fear and favor. Once you are a typical Nimbayan, as a son or daughter of Nima, who grew up in Nima and understands the operations of the county, and he understands the way in which Nima people can engage with issues, more especially their leaders. When there are issues coming out, you have to discuss it critically, and taking into consideration the actors that is involved, the citizen view, and your own perspective as a son of a county. But before we can make recommendation to some of the issues coming out from the county, let us be clear with the issues of appointing people in the county. Look, if you want for the people to be happy with you as a government, you need to listen to the request of the people who to appoint for the people to feel better and work with. All right? Not because Junior P supported my government, I should just grab Junior P and care and maybe impose Junior P on the people of Nima, wherein he doesn't understand, we don't want to say the rule or the language of the people, the Nima people. All right? I'm not saying the current county inspector doesn't understand the language of Nimbayans. No. I'm not saying he's not a son of Nima. No. Honorable Sekpa is a prominent son of Nima, like I said, from Belegel. Yeah, but there are two types of Nimbayan. All right? Be a Nimbayan and understanding the county operations are two different things. You can be a citizen of Nima and then want to, but you can be a citizen of Nima, but you don't know much about the entire county. When I was myself at the Belegel level in a county, and then from there he went in a state. Honorable Zekbe has been in a state, and then when this government, came to power, and then they brought Honorable Daniel Zekbe back to the county, and then he's serving as the county inspector. All right. Now, he been serving, right? Let's say he served his county before, prior to going in America. Okay, but that it was not done holistically. like let's say the entire county. They serve the entire county to understand how people in public can react to issues, to understand how people in B and Doru can respond to issues, the people that are in Zoge, and all of the kind of different set of people we have in NIMA. That's the big difference I can say for now between the former county inspector, B. Mark Bluon, and that of any other inspector that will come to that position. I think yes, since my regime, we are yet to see, because one of the sons that understands the issues about NIMA is Regina May. So from Regina May regime, a lot of people, and since Mike left, and the county inspector that is currently serving the people of NIMA, from his time, they appointed Honorable Zepe as county inspector. People started to complain. People started complaining. We left in county. People
Ruben, you are coming in very low.
Are you getting me?
Yes, it's okay.
Am I clear now?
Yes.
Am I okay?
Yes, you are
Gino,
okay.
Am I okay now?
You are okay, Ruben. Go ahead.
All right. Now for Honorable Zepe to go deeper, to go deeper and bring yes, to go deeper and understand what were the chief and elders to give update to the people of NIMA from day one. The people have been complaining about a new county inspector. All right. Burkina big issues in a public bill, you need to be somebody who understands conflict management, or who knows how to mitigate conflict before you can get engaged. But if you don't understand the people, and then when there are conflict, you go there, the first thing is the people will not understand you as the leader, and then you too will not understand the way in which they are engaging the issues. The Burkina Faso issues is getting serious, that we don't want it to be a problem that will bring confusion in the country. Just today in Grand Gilet, the superintendent in Grand Gilet today, they look at entire forest. They give it to the Burkina Faso, they give it to the Burkina Faso for 30 years. It's a serious problem right now in some part of Grand Gilet too as well. So many, we are giving opportunity to the Burkina Faso to take over our area. So as a leader, you need to understand how to mitigate that issues and then get involved. Once it is your role to see the country peaceful, to make sure and settle those small things before, getting it to getting close to your boss, the superintendent. That's your role. But in a case where people complaining, you are not moving according to the will of the people, then as a permanent source of NIMA, and then as administrator student, we will be making few recommendations to the county, inspector, the current county inspector of our county, to see how best issues are there, he can get involved to keep his county peaceful. Number one, in a local, when you are serving at a local level, I mean, you need not to wear your diplomatic gown. You need not to wear your diplomatic gown. That role he's serving, office is good, yeah, but when you are county inspector, you are not to be in the office. You are not to take phone when the superintendent take phone. That the people will find it difficult to understand you. The people will find it difficult to know the kind of a county inspector they are working with. As a county inspector, your best friends, county, should be the elders. Work closely with the elders. Understand the elders. The elders will open the road to the towns and villages for you to understand your people. So what the county inspector need to do is to put aside a diplomatic gun. Then you understand the local people language. That was the case with the former county inspector B. Mark Bloom. He never had that kind of differences with anybody in the county, more especially the elders were my best friend. I work with him.
Yeah, Ruben has been hammering us. Lorena, let's hear you on this issue, man.
Yes, so the issue of Burkina Faso, it seems to be like a national problem now, because people, they're encouraging there, all the countries that have some link with Africa Coast, have been experiencing this. But one thing that kind of not certain about, how did they enter the country? Did they enter illegally or they enter legally? So because I have seen cases where some of them have been hired by Liberian farmers to do something. In fact, one time I was even tempted and asking somebody to please help me with some contributions because when to go on our farm in B. We have a farm in B. So I was tempted because the way the person see how the poor can work and this and that, I was tempted. So later on, once I get what happened in Green Tree, I said, oh, so maybe by the time I would have been in trouble. They tell you what say I want to land. So all I can say is that whoever is responsible, I would think the county inspector should liaise with some security forces in the county, maybe immigration and the forestry people, police, and they can go or join supervision and to inquire what happened and how the people got there in the first place. And because if we found out in actual case, I was seeing people giving the people land and not restricting them to say use it just for rest farming, but they are allowing them to plant cash crop. So they are allowing them to plant cocoa, palm, and every other thing. So you if the man plant cocoa, you think that man can stay? He can stay for good. And so we ourselves, we are inviting this problem on ourselves, but it also good for our county and dealership, especially at the inspector to liaise with immigration, liaise with police, to liaise with forestry, and for them to get into those forests, into those communities, and find out what happened, try how they can mitigate the problem before it escalates. That's what I would say about this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, man, Lorena. I really, really appreciate you. Even though yesterday and today we've not had guests, but you always made it a duty to be here. You are one in a million. You are the hero of this platform. Being the lone female, always you go to do your regular things and come back to the platform just to make sure that you are here for the people to hear your voice, to speak on issues that affect our people. I really appreciate you for being here tonight. Ruben, conclude for us shortly. Let's go.
So like I was saying, I think I said the county inspector should put aside diplomacy in serving the people of Nimba. That position is not meant to be in office. You need to get a close ties with the citizens, with the people you are serving. In that position, you are not to take vote. When the superintendent takes vote, then you take your vote. You are not to move directly with the superintendent. You see, local government administration operates the same way the national government operates. All right. In the county, the president is the superintendent. Okay, so the superintendent expect updates. You know, when something happening probably, the first person the superintendent will call is the county inspector. All right, they say, "Oh no, inspector, what is happening in public?" You should be able to give update to your boss about what is happening in that part of the county. So the inspector is not to be in office. Let him move with the chief and elders. Let him get connected with his people. When there's issues, let him go there. So before I conclude on that issues, like Sis Lorena was saying, no Burkina Beast, a rival in our country, in county, is squarely from some of our citizens. All right, you know, the Okoko region. You see, they want to come, you know, and then the people get them money, you know, they farm for the people, they want to get cash and all the kind of stuff it can be as a result of our money business. And so they just give people space. Out of ignorance, they don't know what they are doing. A lot of people intent is, I mean, they have different intent from you and myself. Today, grandchildren, they're giving them foreign for 30 years. You don't know within our 30 years what will happen in our part of Liberia. All right. So we want our citizens to understand that you cannot just give space to somebody when they have come to do contract for you or for you to do contract for them. That negotiation, they need to be very careful with it. Any other negotiation that has a propensity to bring confusion on your own land, you got to be very careful. You got to be very careful. So our county inspector, he needs to work because they not need to make it work very tedious for the superintendent. You don't expect the superintendent to run from place to place to know what is happening to Belege, to Tuarewa, to Zoge, you know, to Buya, all of the places. The county inspector has tax. I think in a local government administration, the reverse Martin, he's the county administrator now. So you now, as the county administrator, you need not to sit down for your hand, or you need not to fully move with the superintendent. You move across the county and give update to your boss. That the people will get used to you. But people complaining, they don't know them. They may not want to go and get adapted to the people. We're going to 2 years appointment, so the people will still be complaining. No. The issue of Burkina Faso, they need to put their phone on fire to see how best they can make sure and post all kind of things that happen today. The fact with me is that, you know, I trust the superintendent we have in the county. And we look at a situation, they will find solution to it. And she's very much, you know, responsive to issues like this. But she needs her team to be very active. They need to be very active.
Thank you so much, Ruben. The team needs to be really, really active. The county inspector don't need to be sitting in his office. He need to go around to the people. It has been a wonderful show with you guys tonight. Ruben, I hope that you'll be appearing here more frequently nowadays. You know, let's bring back the old duo from Isanikole and let's bring it on here. I miss you a lot some days. Mana Lorena, thank you for being here tonight. We'll catch up anytime soon. You'll see me in Liberia for vacation. And when I come, I will hit you up. You need to fix some frog GB with Sinio and stuff. And let's make it happen. It's been a wonderful show with you people. See you tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you so much.